Here's the idea. I've been looking for practical applications of AI agents. Today, we'll show off some of the capabilities of Hermes. What if an AI agent could turn old grocery orders into useful household memory? Not by storing private receipts, not by checking out for you, just by looking at the product names and images you already have, learning the patterns, and using that to help plan the next grocery run. In this demo, Hermes starts from a fresh setup, learns from prior InstaCart history, builds a local grocery system, connects to iPhone-native inputs like reminders, generates human-readable views, and prepares confirmed cart items. But the important boundary is this. Hermes helps, the human approves, and checkout stays human. A quick setup note before the build. I'm starting from Hermes Agent already installed and configured in a dedicated recording account. This is not an InstaCart or Hermes setup tutorial, and it's not meant to encourage unsafe automation. Sensitive actions still need approval. Private information gets excluded or blurred, and the cart is the hard boundary. Hermes can help prepare it, but it does not check out. The goal here is to show the assistant workflow end-to-end, while keeping the human in control. The mental model is simple. There are 3 layers. First, evidence, old InstaCart orders, product cards, and visible history. Second, the source of truth, a local grocery database that Hermes can update safely. The old order history is stored in here. Third, generated views, Obsidian dashboards, Apple Notes checklists, reminders input, and cart preparation. That separation matters. The database is the only source of truth. The browser, the notes file, and the cart are all views or actions around a local state that the assistant can reason about. Now I give Hermes the full product brief in plain English. I'm not asking it to run a script. I'm asking it to inspect the environment, figure out what tools and permissions it needs, and propose a safe, phased plan. This is one of the reasons agent workflows feel different. Here's the prompt. I want you to help me build a household InstaCart grocery assistant while controlling this computer. Start from this fresh Hermes Agent environment. The family uses iPhones and InstaCart. I want the system to learn from prior InstaCart orders, including product names and images where visible, maintain a local source of truth, accept grocery requests through Siri/Apple reminders and iMessage, generate Obsidian and Apple Notes views, and never check out without explicit confirmation. First, inspect what tools, permissions, and skills you need, then propose a safe, phased plan. The prompt describes the goal, the boundaries, and the desired system. Hermes turns that into an implementation plan. Learn from history, build local state, connect mobile inputs, generate human-readable views, and only touch the cart after confirmation. Next, I have Hermes turn the workflow into a reusable skill. That matters because this is not just a one-off chat. The skill captures the operating rules. Read prior orders safely, keep private data out, treat the local database as the source of truth, use mobile inputs carefully, and never check out. This is also where I want the safety behavior to become durable. I'm going to prompt it to create a reusable Hermes skill for this household InstaCart assistant. The skill should capture the safety rules, phased workflow, local source of truth design, prior order image/history import, mobile first inputs, iMessage allow list, Obsidian/Apple Notes generated views, and guarded cart sync. Keep private data out of the skill. If Hermes uses this workflow again later, the important boundaries travel with it. Now comes the part that makes this feel useful. For this browser interaction to work on Mac, you will have to allow JavaScript from Apple events. I'm using Chrome to drive the automation. I ask Hermes to open my logged-in InstaCart order history in the visible browser. Inspect prior orders, read only. Use visible item names, quantities, product images, and order details to infer recurring household groceries and product preferences. Do not store credentials, cookies, payment details, addresses, order IDs, or raw receipts. Summarize what you can safely learn. Hermes opens the InstaCart history that I'm already signed into and treats it as read-only evidence. It looks at visible product names, quantities, and product images. Not credentials, not payment details, not address, not raw receipts, just the grocery signals. And from that, it starts to infer the shape of the household, the recurring staples, the preferred brands, the categories we buy often, and the items that look like occasional purchases. This is the first payoff. Hermes is no longer starting from a blank grocery list. It can see what repeats. It can separate regular staples from one-off items. It can start making guesses about what should be suggested next. Now, Hermes turns that evidence into a real system. The local database becomes the source of truth. That means the assistant can track inbox items, household preferences, products, staple rules, replacement preferences, and cart sync events without relying on the browser as memory. InstaCart history is useful evidence. But the grocery assistant needs its own state. That's what lets it reason across inputs, update generated views, and prepare a cart without treating any one app as the whole system. I'm asking it to create the local grocery system from what you learned. Set up a private local database for household members, grocery inbox items, current orders, products, prior order history, staple rules, replacement preferences, and cart sync events. Make Instacart history evidence, but make the local database the source of truth. Once the local state exists, Hermes can generate views for humans. Choose whatever works best for you. I like the Apple Notes and Apple Reminder integration, but also included it into Obsidian just to demonstrate the versatility. I'm asking it to create human-readable views for this grocery system, generate an Obsidian dashboard for the full household grocery state, and a compact Apple Notes checklist for iPhones. Make sure these are generated views, not the source of truth. It creates an Obsidian dashboard for the full grocery system, and a compact Apple Notes checklist that's easier to use from an iPhone. The important detail is that these are generated views. They are not the source of truth. So if the system changes, Hermes can refresh them. And if a note gets messy, the underlying grocery state is still intact. Now the assistant needs to take input from how I like to work. Instead of opening a custom app, someone can just add groceries through reminders or through Siri into the shared list. Hermes imports those reminders into the grocery inbox, preserves the original text, deduplicates the items, and does not delete anything unless I explicitly approve it. That makes the workflow feel much more realistic. The family keeps using the iPhone native tools they already know. Here, I'm creating a reminder called Instacart Video Groceries and sharing it with my iPhone. You can share this with the whole family so that everyone can collaborate. I tell it to connect the grocery assistant to the family's iPhone native inputs. Use Apple Reminders, Siri, as the default grocery inbox. Import new reminders from the shared groceries list, deduplicate them, preserve the raw text, and add them to the local grocery inbox without deleting anything from reminders unless I explicitly approve it. Hermes turns those inputs into structured grocery state behind the scenes. Then I get the reminder in iMessage, and I add that we need to buy the milk that we usually get. Our agent then gets the update and can add that to our list of items in our cart for checkout. But the architecture is important. Hermes can support an allow listed command interface where approved household members have to explicitly address the assistant before anything happens. The prompt is, add an iMessage command interface design for approved household members only. Require messages to explicitly address the agent before acting. Supported commands should include add, list, confirm, remove, and suggest staples. Unknown senders must not mutate state. Keep routine syncs quiet and only send meaningful acknowledgements or major status updates. This is the highest risk part of the workflow, so the boundary is very explicit. Hermes only syncs confirmed items. Before it changes the cart, it shows the exact items, the target store, and any uncertain matches. Then I approve the safe ones. It adds items one at a time, verifying the product name, image or label, and quantity. And then it stops. No checkout, no payment, no order placement. The cart is prepared for a human to review. The prompt is, sync only the confirmed items to my Instacart cart. Before making changes, show me the exact items, target store, and any uncertain matches. After I approve, add items one at a time using the visible browser. Verify each item by product name, image or label, and quantity before marking it added to cart. Do not check out. This is the part of AI agents that feels most interesting to me. Not just answering questions, not just clicking buttons, but turning messy real-world context into a system you can actually use. The important pieces are the boundaries, read-only learning, local source of truth, human approval, and no checkout. If you want to try something like this, start small, keep approvals on, and treat privacy as part of the product. That's the build. I hope you found this both entertaining and useful as you continue down your AI agent journey.